This is the account of Noah and his family. Noah was a righteous man, blameless among the people of his time, and he walked faithfully with God. Noah had 3 sons, who may be pronounced something like Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now, the earth was corrupt in God's sight and was full of violence. God saw how corrupt the earth had become, for all the people on earth had corrupted their ways. So God said to Noah, I am going to put an end to all people, for the earth is filled with violence because of them. I am surely going to destroy both them and the earth. So make yourself an ark of cypress wood. Make rooms in it and coat it with pitch inside and out. This is how you are to build it. The ark is to be 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high. Make a roof for it, leaving below the roof an opening 1 cubit high all around. Put a door in the side of the ark and make lower, middle, and upper decks. I am going to bring flood waters on the earth to destroy all life under the heavens, every creature that has the breath of life in it. Everything on earth will perish. I will establish my covenant with you, and you will enter the ark, you and your sons and your wife and your sons' wives with you. You are to bring into the ark 2 of all living creatures, male and female, to keep them alive with you. 2 of every kind of bird, of every kind of animal, and of every kind of creature that moves along the ground will come to you to be kept alive. You are to take every kind of food that is to be eaten and store it away as food for you and for them. Noah did everything just as God commanded him. The word of the Lord.
Good morning. I am not the most technically adept at keeping these on, so if you'll bear with me for a moment. I'm Mary Fischer. I'm an elder here at Summit Avenue Presbyterian Church. I am the kids team leader. I have had the benefit of the leader before me, Bethany, and of the wonderful group that is part of our team, and the wonderful support of this congregation to make this dream that we're about to experience come true. We are about to get together, experience godly play in this place as a congregation for the very first time. It's been a long planning process and a lot of hard work, but we have really felt inspired and led to get to this place. Now we can welcome families to a curriculum and an experience with the Lord that we feel will be really helpful to them. When you go downstairs to see the youth room, which has also been a project that you've all supported, and we're thankful for that, you will be able to also enter the Godly Playroom. We're taking our shoes off, you don't have to. And you can see all of the things that have resulted from your support and your efforts. Yesterday, we had a training, and we had 6 people come. Some of them will become storytellers. Some of them will become door persons. Some will take turns doing one or the other of those jobs. But every Sunday when we have Godly Play, we need at least 2 people. And as you saw in the video this morning, to start with, until everybody sort of learns the routine, we need a 3rd person to just greet families and explain what's happening and how to make it all work. So if you're interested in helping us, we would like to hear from you. This morning for Godly Play, you are the children, all of you. You will be participating just as if you were with us downstairs in the classroom. Everything in the Godly Playroom has a place. Today, I brought the materials here so we would have them, but normally they have a very particular place in the Godly Playroom. Part of Godly Play is asking the kids to wonder. We'll get to the wondering part of this lesson. And when we do, since you are kids, you will all have the opportunity to tell me what you wonder. And I will be very sad if none of you speak up. After Godly Play is over, we have time to work. You know, here at church as adults, we often go back to our busy lives when we leave, but some of us go and think about, you know, what did we learn today? What does that mean for us? And what are we going to do? So for the children, we create this opportunity to express those thoughts and feelings immediately following the lesson. We call it work. Because as you all know, work or play is children's work. So it is work time for them to then express themselves. We have lots of materials. You'll get to see them. Now I'm going to be sitting right here when we start our lesson. And I would invite you, if you can't see well, because I'm going to be putting things on this table, if you want to scooch a little bit, you can, and rearrange yourself a bit. There'll be a few pictures on the monitor, but it will not be the video of exactly what I'm doing. So it's really up to you what your comfort level is. Okay. We've welcomed the children. The greeters welcome them to get signed in. The door person has welcomed them to be at Godly Play, asked them if they're ready, and they've been sent in to the storyteller, who has welcomed them again and asked them to find a place to sit. Are you ready? Yes. Good, let's begin. God made everything, and he looked at it and called it good. But some of the people began to do bad things, and God decided to send a flood that would cover the whole earth and all the living things. But God saw Noah. And he saw his wife, Nahum. And he saw that they were a good family. Noah had 3 sons and their wives. So Noah walked with God. And they were so close. And God walked with Noah. They were so close that Noah knew what God was thinking. And God knew what Noah was thinking. And Noah knew that God wanted him to build an ark. And the animals came from the 4 corners of the earth to the ark. They came 2 by 2 to fill the ark. And when the animals and Noah and his family were in the ark, God sent the rain. In the beginning, it was just a little rain. But then it began to be more and more and more until the rain was falling really fast and hard. And the water began to puddle on the earth. And the puddles joined together. And the waters came down from the sky and rose up from the earth and raised the ark. And it rained, and it rained, and it rained, and it rained. And when the creatures looked out from the ark, all they could see was water. After 40 days and 40 nights, the rain stopped. God sent a strong wind to dry the land, and the waters began to go down. And Noah, after the 40 days and the 40 nights, gently put a dove in his hand and sent it into the sky. And it flew, and it flew, and it flew, and it flew, and finally it came back with nothing. So Noah waited 7 more days. Again, he sent out the dove, and it flew, and it flew, and it flew, and it flew. And when it came back, it had a green sprig, and Noah knew that life was beginning to come back to the earth. He waited 7 more days. He sent out the dove again, and it flew, and it flew, and it flew, and it flew, and it found a place where it wanted to live. It built a nest and stayed there. So Noah knew that the waters were coming down enough that the earth was starting to be dry again. So the waters went down, and down, and down, and down, and down until they finally landed on dry land. And the creatures were so excited. They were so happy. They wanted to give thanks. So they decided to build an altar. And they give thanks to the Lord. And then in the sky there was a bow. And the bow was many colors. Today, we can see the bow in the sky after it rains, if the sun is out. We call it a rainbow. Now, in our classroom, we don't have a space big enough for a whole rainbow, but we have a prism. And if you hold the prism up to the light, and it's hit it just right, you'll be able to see a rainbow. So then the animals went back to the four corners of the earth to fill it with new life. One got left. So I wonder what part of the story was your favorite? You can just speak out. You don't have to hold up your hand. When the dove came down with the sprig. The rainbow. When the dove made the nest. When God and Noah were walking together and understood each other. Mm-hmm. Sorry? The flood? The flood, yeah. So I wonder what was the most important part of the story? Building the ark. Very important part. Noah, I'm sorry? Noah and God walking. Very important. New life. Also very important. I wonder where you are in the story. What part of the story are you in? Giving thanks. Building new life on the land. I wonder if we didn't have part of the story, if there's a part we could leave out, and we would still have enough of the story. God returning, the dove returning, the dove returning. Okay. All right. Now, watch how I put everything away so that you'll know how to do it if you decide that you would like to use this lesson during work. And now it's time to work. Do you know what work you want to do? Oh, I forgot. Sorry, I'm supposed to put this away. It's part of cleaning up. And then I would take it and go put it back on the shelf where it belongs.